What's up, everybody? I just finished another Give Yourself Goosebumps book. This is Please Don't Feed the Vampire, number 15 in a series. I really like this cover. I love the little dog, Fifi, eating out of her bowl. This looks like it could be a Tim Jacobus cover, but it's actually drew by Mark Nagata. And this story is basically, you get this last-minute Halloween costume inside of a can called Vampire in a Can. And you try it on, and you got a friend over named Gabe, and Gabe is telling you how dorky you look and all this stuff. And there is this little packet inside the can that you see, and it says, "Danger, keep away." And you can either open it or not open it, and I chose not to open it because it was, why would you open something like that? I try to go realistic with these books. And if you drop it, or you and Gabe get into like a little thing where you'll throw it back and forth, and it hits the ground, and your dog Fifi comes in and eats it. And basically what happens is she turns into a vampire, and she goes around biting your neighbor's dogs. She goes into a pet store, all this cool stuff. And that's really the gist of this storyline. It's very short, like not a lot happens, but it's still pretty good. There is this, the favorite thing that I liked about this storyline was there is this neighbor guy named Mr. Wagner, and he calls and says, "Hey, I got your dog, this and that." And you go to explore, and you think he's kind of creepy and all this stuff, and he's revealed to be something that's not entirely creepy. And it's a little disappointing, but it's still really good. This storyline was really fun. I liked it. The second storyline is if you actually get the Vampire in a Can, and you bite the packet loose, and it's got like blood stuff in it, and it gets in your mouth, and you basically turn into a vampire. And this storyline is a lot longer than the other ones, longer than the other one, I should say. And you actually go, and you can try to figure out how to get back to normal. That's like your main goal. And what you do is you can either go to where you got the costume from, you can sleep it off, you can be a vampire, like you can actually go out and do things like that, or you can research vampires. And all of those storylines are really fun. There's one that leads, like, it doesn't lead anywhere. That's the one where you just like research vampires, you just lead back into a circle. But like getting to be a vampire and exploring and stuff like that, that's really cool. I do wish that you actually got to be a bat a little bit longer. Like you get turned into a bat like one time, and it leads to a bad ending. But yeah, this one was really funny. There is a scene where you get turned into a vampire, and you get a choice of biting your dad. And your dad's a dentist, so he puts braces on you, and you go to bite your dad, but the braces prevent him from being bitten. So he goes to chase you, he gets mad, and you run, and as you're running, it literally says, like, your dad's out of shape and you're young, so you can outrun him. And you keep running until, like, it gets this crazy ending where, I'm not going to tell you what it is, but it's really funny. I like that. But there's also dark endings in this one. Like, there's some really messed up endings. There is one where you get cremated. There's one where you go to prison. And there's one where you hide inside of a grave, and a body gets thrown on top of you. So, and there's the one where you get cremated. There's a part where this guy that gets your body, he pulls your teeth out and does something that's a little weird. And like I said, this was pretty dark. I enjoyed this one. There are a lot of instances where it kind of reminded me of Monster Blood, Vampire Breath, and The Haunted Mask, like going back to the store of where you got this creepy costume and different things like that reminded me of The Haunted Mask. But yeah, this one was really good. Really not much more to say about it, I don't think. I like there's this really terrifying scene, I think, that I would have been actually a little afraid of if I would have read this as a kid. But you go into this, where you get your costume from, and you fall into a trap door, and it leads to this like basement with no windows and stuff. And that's already scary a little bit, but there's like vampires under the building. So yeah, I really recommend Please Don't Feed the Vampire. It's one of the better Give Yourself Goosebumps books, in my opinion. If I had any negatives, it would be that, like I said, I wish that we got a little bat exploration a little bit more. All of the, like, where the vampire in a can came from, they all kind of are good. Like, it's actually consistent. So that's not a negative. No, the only other negative I had, this is like weeks before Halloween, and it's a really not even really much of a complaint, but I wanted to see some Halloween tropes, and I didn't see any. But it was still good. I highly recommend this book if you haven't read it yet. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. So yeah, please let me know what you thought about this book in the comments below. Thank you. Bye-bye.